Did you ever think ghosts were a Victorian phenomenon? How about Tudor? What about rattling chains? How far back does that go? I'm going to read you a ghost story. It was set down by Pliny the Younger about a man called Athenodorus. Now, Pliny was dead by the year 113 CE, BCE, if that's the language you speak. Yes, it's that old. And it's fascinating because you'll see how many of the common tropes that we see in ghost stories were right here in ancient Greece. Here goes. When it grew towards evening, he ordered a couch to be prepared for him in the forepart of the house, and after calling for a light, together with his pen and tablets, he directed all his people to retire within, but that his mind might not, for want of employment, be open to the vein of terrors of imaginary noises and apparitions, he applied himself to his writing with all of his faculties. The first part of the night passed with usual silence. Then began the clanking of iron fetters. However, he neither lifted up his eyes nor laid down his pen, but closed his ears by concentrating his attention. The noise increased and advanced nearer, till it seemed at the door, and at last in the chamber he looked round, and saw the apparition exactly as it had been described to him. It stood before him, beckoning with the finger. Athenodorus made a sign with his hand that it should wait a little, and bent again to his writing, but the ghost rattling its chains over his head as he wrote. He looked round and saw it beckoning as before. Upon this he immediately took up his lamp and followed it. The ghost slowly stalked along, as if encumbered with its chains, and having turned into a courtyard of the house, suddenly vanished. Athenodorus, being thus deserted, marked the spot with a handful of grass and leaves. The next day he went to the magistrates and advised them to order their spot to be dug up. There they found bones commingled and intertwined with chains, for the body had mouldered away by long lying in the ground, leaving them bare and corroded by fetters. The bones were collected and buried at the public expense, and after the ghost was thus duly laid, the house was haunted no more. A ghost story and we solved a murder. Is this where the chains trope comes from? All the way from ancient Greece. It's so cool. I read this and I had to share it with you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like these kind of things, check out my YouTube channel as always, and wherever you are in the world, have the greatest day.